Hi, welcome to Between the Sundays. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you're doing well. I have some things on my heart I'd love to share with you. And part of my reason for starting this channel was to be transparent and of true help to people. I feel like in our world, we tend to put up so many facades. There are so many people that will never be transparent. There are so many people that will hardly ever be transparent. And yet what we need is some real transparency, and especially when people have found things that have really been of help to them and can share that with people who may be helped through it as well. So God has put that on my heart to share with people and be of help in any way that I can be. So one of the things I wanted to share about today was just a journey that I have been on. If any of you are familiar with Lisa TerKeurst and the Proverbs 31 ministry, you know that she wrote a book on just being, feeling left out and everything. And many of us have struggled with that at various points. I think most people have, whether they admit it or not. And I just wanted to tell you some of the ways that God has helped me in dealing with the ugly parts of our personalities, like jealousy or just even, feeling left out and not really wanting to put an effort into being part of a group because of that. And which, it's just self-defeating, honestly. We think that we're kind of salvaging our self-respect or whatever, and actually there's so many things that we miss out on then, and so many people that we could really help in the process. And I think that's something that God has really impressed on my heart more so these last few years. Within the last 15 years, I worked at a bank for a long time. And when I started out there, I felt really, I really wanted to do something that would help people. And I didn't feel like what I was doing there was of help to people or making a significant difference in people's lives. And then God impressed on my heart that wherever He puts us, He can use us. And as I started really paying attention to what was around me, I realized so many of the customers coming in were older people, and many of them were going through a lot of loneliness and hurt. And I realized that I could reach out to them and have a ministry right there. And actually, that's what I tried to do for the whole time I was there. Many times I would just say, how's your day going? That was kind of my standard line. And I could not believe how many people poured out their hearts within a matter of minutes. And many of them were not regular customers. They were just people that needed someone to care. And it kept becoming more and more clear to me that we don't really do that a lot in our society, right? People do, but it's not the majority of people, and it's not happening a lot. And there's so many people that need someone to care or to listen to them. And I realized, you know, how important that is. Really seeing people, like really seeing people that are in front of you. And I'm sorry, I started to cry. But I think a lot of times we don't. I remember one time at Christmas, this lady, I was working in the drive up, and this lady came through, and I was asking her about how, you know, she was going to spend Christmas, and she ended up telling me that her husband had died a couple years before that, and her son lived very far away, so he wasn't going to be home. And she said, you know, that the year before she had put ornaments on the tree with pictures of them, and it had just really made her happy. And she said, I think I'm going to do that again this year. And I was trying to think of things to encourage her, and made some valiant efforts. And then someone else, another customer came, and I had to wait on them. She sat in that space in the drive-up until that other customer left, and I said, is there something else that you needed? And she said, you know, it just was nice to talk with you. And I don't know if I'll ever forget that, because it just made such an impression on me that someone actually needed someone to talk to so badly, you know, and what effort did it take for me to just listen? None whatsoever. And to care, you know, like really, how much effort does it take? So I guess I just wanted to share that with you today. Maybe look around and see who today that you can encourage, who you can listen to, who you can show that you care and may need it. We talk about random acts of kindness, but what about intentional acts of kindness too? That's kind of even better in my book, if we really make efforts to do that. And so that's my challenge to you, as well as my story. I would love to hear about any stories that you may have in the comments below. Please tell me them. I do care, and I would love to hear about them. And thank you for listening.